Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Moneyline Picks with your boy Nitro Freak. We are the Vegas Killers. And last week we ended 10-6 with a profit of 366. Obviously, the Baltimore Ravens killed us last night. You know, that's a minus 190 right there. If you risked the value of every single pick, obviously, if you risked the minus 190, you lost 190 to the 100. But if you do the math on every single game plus the underdogs, you walked away with a profit of 366 if you were risking for $100 bets. So, you know, for all those people that did it, congratulations. If you didn't do it, you know, hopefully you get some help this week. All right, so we're going to start off, obviously, with the Giants versus the Washington football team. This game is pretty self-explanatory in itself, and this is a very easy game in my opinion. Just my opinion. You know, if you want to go with it, whatever. If you don't, pick the Giants for all I care. The football team's going to win this game, and it shouldn't even be close, honestly. I know it's a divisional game, but the New York Giants are absolute trash. They're a god-awful football team. I told you last week, everyone on the Giants suck. Even Saquon Barkley sucks. Even Saquon Barkley's horrible. You know, the guy couldn't get anything going. They had him on a pitch count. Who has someone on a pitch count when you're trying to win a game? Or a snap count, whatever you want to call it. Like, the coach is horrible. Their field is horrible. Their franchise is horrible. Their fans are horrible. You know, I was laughing because I was watching the game with my buddies, and every single time it was a third down, they would show the fans in the stands, like, going, yeah, stop them. All of a sudden, Teddy Bridgewater would throw for 20 yards down the field. It was fucking hysterical, and that was a blowout winner. Pretty self-explanatory here. Washington football team, minus 165, and we're going to go on from there. I don't want to talk about the Giants. The Giants are an awful football team, and they have no hope. They have no future. They have no promise in sight. And there's something I have to say before we get going. We go on to our next picks. For the money line picks, I don't go over a minus 450 ever. You know, if it's a minus 450 favorite, which there are at least like 3 this week, I'm going to go with a spread, which side I think is going to win. Because taking a favorite when it's that much juice is not worth it. It's just not. Even if they win, like if it's a minus 700 like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week, you know, you're risking 700 to win 100. Even if they win, you're only winning $100. If they happen to lose, which I've seen before, you're going to lose $700 and you're going to diminish your bankroll. Your bankroll is going to be gone. You don't want to do that. You want to be smart. You want to beat the books. You don't want the books to like kick your ass so you don't ever want to gamble again. You want to make a profit in gambling. So never, ever, ever take a line that high. Or if you want to, do it on your own dime, not my dime. Not my time, not my dime. All right? Those are the rules. We got the Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are at home. The Saints are coming back from that absolute blowout winner against the Green Bay Packers. That was my upset of the week, and they kicked the dog shit out of that team. This is pretty simple. The Carolina Panthers beat the New York Jets. New York Jets didn't look good at all. I missed on that pick. I picked the Jets. I like the Saints in this game. I think the Saints are going to be one of the better teams in the NFL this year. Minus 182. Jameis Winston's going to be a stud this year. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I know Michael Thomas just got put to the IR for COVID, but it's not going to affect them at all. The Saints are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it by 10 points. Minus 182 on the Saints. Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are minus 625, which means we are not taking the money line on this game. If I were to pick a money line, it would be the Cleveland Browns, but I'm not picking the money line, so we're going to pick a spread. Cleveland Browns are playing Houston Texans. Tyrod Taylor looked great last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had Houston last week. It won't matter this week. I think the Cleveland Browns getting up, being up 8 points, I think as much as, 16 in that game. And then the Kansas City Chiefs came back like it was nothing. They're going to be hurt. They're going to be home. And I think the Cleveland Browns cover that 12.5 with ease. I think that's pretty simple. So take the Cleveland Browns minus 12.5. If you're feeling froggy, take the minus 625. But I'm not putting that out as a pick. You know, that's for you to do. The Cleveland Browns aren't going to lose this game, though. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears absolutely stink. They stink. The Chicago Bears are at home. They're a minus 150. Take the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals upset the league last week. Jamar Chase looked like a poised veteran. Joe Burrow found his connection. I was dead wrong about the Bengals. Take the Bengals plus 130. That's an upset pick of the week. Well, not pick of the week, but it's an upset plus 130. Vegas Raiders versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers proved everyone wrong last week. But me, I had them upsetting the Buffalo Bills last week because I thought they were going to come ready. They had the better coach, and last year, the Buffalo Bills embarrassed them. And I saw someone in the comment section. Hopefully, they come back into the comment section this week and apologize to me for saying my thoughts and opinions on this. The Steelers are going to be a dog this year. This is kind of a tough game to pick, honestly, but I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 230. I can't pick the spread, obviously, because I don't like picking spreads. And here's another rule of mine. When it comes to picking spreads, close spreads, I always go with the money line no matter what, because spreads at the end of the day will always fuck you. They will fuck you down the road. Spreads are the devil. The only time I really take a spread when it's not an obvious blowout winner is when I want insurance on my Moneyline underdog bet. So if I'm picking like a plus, not a minus, a plus, I would pick like a plus 5.5 or whatever. In this case, you're taking the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 230. Lay off the spread. LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts stink. The Colts are awful. They're at home. They're +4 at home. Take the LA Rams on the road, minus 195. San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously I had the Atlanta Falcons last week, one of my worst picks of the week. But I didn't see that coming. Atlanta looked horrible. The Eagles looked pretty good. The Eagles blew the shit out of that team. And I don't think Atlanta's going to win many games this year at all. With that said, until Jalen Hurts really proves me wrong, I have to go with the San Francisco 49ers. I know they have 2 injuries. They had Mostert, he's out for the year, and their safety, he's out for at least 6 to 8 weeks. I actually know he tore his ACL. He's out for the year. I got that wrong. San Francisco 49ers were up 38-10 against the Detroit Lions last week until they let off the gas pedal because Kyle Shanahan is a choke master. San Francisco 49ers will learn from last week, and they will unfortunately get a win on the road. Take the San Francisco 49ers minus 180. They're just the better team overall. But that's not a bad thing, Eagles fans, because we'll be 1-1 going into the Cowboys game. So we'll have that. Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo Bills looked kind of last week, but Josh Allen is not going to have a back-to-back game like that. He's not going to. He's going to play with poise. He's going to play with veteran experience. He's going to play with the MVP status. Buffalo Bills in a blowout, minus 167 on the money line. Miami Dolphins, Tua, I think he stinks, and they're just not the better team. They won against the New England Patriots, but I think the Patriots stink. So the Dolphins will come off of that game at Gillette. The Bills were upset at home against the Steelers. The Bills come on the road with a vengeance against an AFC opponent that is 1-0, and they're going to beat them. So take the Bills minus 167. Denver Broncos against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Broncos minus 265. Jacksonville Jaguars stink. They stink out loud. They are a very bad football team. And Urban Meyer, there was rumors where Urban Meyer wanted to give up. He was already considering resigning. That was a rumor, obviously. I don't know if it's coming true, but whenever you have a coach that considers resigning after one game, you never go with that team. You just don't. Denver Broncos minus 265 is a pretty easy one. New England Patriots at the New York Jets. The New York Jets didn't look very good last week at all. New England Patriots aren't a good team either, but the Jets aren't going to beat the Patriots. I'm going to take head coaching experience over what the Jets lack. And Salah, he's a rookie head coach. He's more of a defensive-minded coach, and they have Mac Jones. Mac Jones is all right. I'll take the Patriots. It's going to be a close game. Take the minus 240 money line. All right, here's another one. Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are staying off of the money line for this game because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are minus 670, but you know the rule. We do not risk that much money to win 100 ever. You don't do it. With that said, the Atlanta Falcons are a god-awful football team. They are terrible. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at home. People say this could be a down game. I understand it, but I don't see it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they won the Super Bowl. They kind of had a game last week where they almost lost it. They want to prove to the league that they're back, and they don't want to be fucked with. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to smack the shit out of the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are a horrible football team. Minus 12.5. I feel like they win the game by 24 points. The Atlanta Falcons are horrible. Minnesota Vikings at the Arizona Cardinals. This is a game where I could see this being an upset. The Vikings went on the road against a Cincinnati Bengals team where everyone was expecting them to be trash. The Bengals kind of proved me wrong last week. They actually looked pretty decent against the Minnesota Vikings team that, you had Kirk Cousins throw for, I think, at least 350, if I'm not mistaken. It was a game that went to overtime. It could have been anyone's game. Arizona Cardinals kicked the shit out of the Tennessee Titans, but the Tennessee Titans last week looked out of chemistry, out of form. The coaching wasn't good. Julio Jones looked terrible. Arizona Cardinals are going to be a good team this year, but I have an upset pick on the road because the Vikings need to win the game, especially losing a tough game like that against the Cincinnati Bengals. I actually like the Vikings in this game. I like the plus 180. Take it, upset, pound it. Dallas Cowboys at the LA Chargers. The Cowboys are going to be a very good team this year. LA Chargers, though, I like the LA Chargers as a sleeper to go far into the playoffs. I'm going to take the LA Chargers minus 155. I like Justin Herbert. I like everything about him. Dallas is kind of missing that it factor. Their defense isn't very good. The Chargers, they won a gritty game last week against the Washington football team. But you know what? It was a close game, but Washington has a pretty damn good defense. And Justin Herbert's going to light them up in their home opener with fans in the stands finally. I like the LA Chargers minus 155. Tennessee Titans at the Seattle Seahawks. The Tennessee Titans, they have a lot to prove, with Ryan Tannehill especially, because I don't think Ryan Tannehill is that good of a quarterback. But they have Derrick Henry. He got shut down last week. A.J. Brown. Then they have Julio Jones, obviously, who's looking for a breakout game. But they're facing Seattle in Seattle with those fans. Seattle Seahawks look dominant. Sorry about that, guys. I'm filming. Obviously, stuff happens sometimes where a phone rings. Where the hell is that? I'm going to try to shut that off, actually. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. That's what you get for talking in the middle of a video, bitch. Tennessee Titans against the Seattle Seahawks. This is kind of a tough one for me to pick, honestly, because I could see upset here. But, I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to go with the smart pick. Seattle Seahawks at home with that crowd. I'm going to go minus 240 on that. Tennessee Titans drops to 0-2. I understand that. But the Seattle Seahawks at home, they're resilient. They looked like they didn't miss a beat last week against the Colts on the road with Carson Wentz's first game. It's a tougher game. I would honestly say stay off, but I have to pick one. I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks. But if you're really interested in making money, I'd say stay off of it, but I'll pick the Seattle Seahawks minus 240. Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens. Chiefs all day minus 186. The Baltimore Ravens, they're going to have a lot of tough losses this year. They're an underdog at home. That just tells you everything you need to know. Usually when you're a good team, you give 3 points automatically. They're a +4 at home. So that just tells you everything you need to know. They're not beating the Chiefs. Even if they go up in this game, the Chiefs will come back. The Chiefs are going to win this game. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be a bloodbath, but they'll win. Take the minus 186. And then we have the Monday Night Football game, and it is a minus 480 for the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, my upset pick of the week. Take the Detroit Lions plus 390. Fuck the spread. Take them outright. Here's why. The Detroit Lions are not a very good football team, but they showed a lot of heart against the San Francisco 49er team that I have going very far into the playoffs. They're well coached. They have a lot of starters coming back that came back. They put up 38 points in the first half against this Detroit Lions team on the road. But the Detroit Lions came back and made it a game at the end of the game. And you know what? If you're a very bad football team, you don't have that it factor. You'll just stay down on the ground. You'll not want to perform. You'll just call it quits. These guys have heart. They have the mentality, and that's something that Aaron Rodgers does not have this year. Aaron Rodgers, if you watch that pregame before the Saints game where he's getting interviewed, he said, I was already out the door. I was retired. I was planning on not coming back. They drafted my replacement. Any quarterback that has that mindset, you absolutely fade the shit out of them. The Green Bay Packers could be favored by 20 points in this game for all I care. The Detroit Lions will find a way to win this game. It's a divisional game. The Detroit Lions play with pride. They play with heart. And they're going to want to shock the world on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers might as well retire because his heart's not in it anymore. He looked weak last week. He looked sorry. And the Green Bay Packers are going to lose this game. They're going to lose this game. So take it for what it's worth. Those are my picks. I will recap it right now. The Giants, I'm taking the football team minus 165, Saints minus 182, Cleveland Browns minus 12.5, Cincinnati Bengals plus 130. Pittsburgh Steelers minus 230. LA Rams minus 195. San Francisco 49ers minus 180. The Buffalo Bills minus 167. The Denver Broncos minus 265. The New England Patriots minus 240. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 12.5. The Minnesota Vikings plus 180. The LA Chargers minus 155. Seattle Seahawks, my iffy one of the week. You don't have to take it. Minus 240, but it will be on my record if they lose, so that's that. Minus 240. Kansas City Chiefs minus 186. And the Detroit Lions, my upset pound of the week. Underdog plus 390. So that's that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you like the content, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and don't be afraid to tip if you win some money. You know, I'm gonna be here every single week, and yeah, let's get this money. This was kind of a tougher board for me, but the more I explained it, the more I thought about it, the more I actually like it. So hopefully you guys make some money, and yeah, good luck. Bye, guys.